This is a TLDR tier list for next week's Mutation. This is based on solo play because your ally is a random factor that cannot be accounted for. Also, this is based on above average co-op knowledge. Mechanical skill is not that important in co-op. Adjust these rankings based on your own knowledge and skill level. Alright, so this mutation is more annoying than difficult because the mag mines provide vision to the laser drill. So when you try to trigger the mines, you'll get shot by the laser drill. Amon's units also give vision to the drill, so if there are observers or overseers or something, they will also give vision to the drill. However, the regular infested do not give vision, so once you clear mag mines, you don't actually have to deal with the drill. And when you're defending the ship, if there are no mag mines nearby, you're not going to have to deal with the laser, so you can kind of ignore it for the most part. Anyways, Stetman, he's very easy, because you turn on Gary Zone, you just clear a bunch of mines, and self-destruction will be the only real problem. Spreading Steadalites will be a little annoying earlier on, and for Stedman and many commanders, you might have to give up the first ship. You don't have to, especially hero commanders with lots of HP, they don't have to give up the first ship, but if you do, that's okay, as long as it buys you time to get something so you can clear the mines. And then you can just win with like a regular Brutal plus self-destruction or something. So once you clear all the mag mines, you're basically just playing regular Brutal, and your Ultralists and stuff, they can survive the self-destruction hits. If you want, you can use Brute Lords as well. Doesn't matter too much. Lurkers work just fine too. Carax, so Carax I would use P2 so you can get mirages quickly. Let the first ship die, get a mirage, clear mines, then get carriers plus some zealots on the ground. Or you can go the Immortal plus Colossi route, which also works, but you do want a mirage to clear the mines really quickly. After that, your repair beam will do a lot of work, and you'll just win. Phoenix is good. Phoenix doesn't have a good way to clear mines. Phoenix, you can throw units and stuff to clear mines. You can throw Caudalis over and over. That's fine. Self-destruction can also be a slight problem. So you can clear mines with observers, and after that, it'll just be self-destruction. The problem with self-destruction is that your shells, which will be near your ship, might get exploded, and then your other shells coming from the natural or something, they may not get to the ship because they're trying to get attacked through the hordes of infested that are at the sides. So you basically need a conservator and warp in extra units, and hopefully that you have enough shells to not die. So that part requires a bit of work and macro management. So yeah, that part makes it not great. Everything else is fine. Abathur is the worst commander for this mutation. Oh my gosh, he's so bad. He doesn't have a good way to clear mines. His best way to clear mines is to get the deep tunnel where you can move. So you basically have a cloaked unit, and you can move around the map and clear mines with a Burrowed Roach. This means you cannot defend the first ship. You cannot get any biomass pretty much until you get this upgrade done. And even with afterwards, with self-destruction, it gets pretty painful unless you have enough swarm hosts or vipers. It's really hard. So I don't recommend it. As always, he has the tools to deal with this mutation. They are not very pretty, not easy to use. So I don't think you should use him. Dahaka, very easy S. Dahaka himself, he can clear mines, then eat some infested to heal up and repeat. You can throw creeper hosts in random directions to clear mines later on. You have pack leaders, which can take a lot of shots. You can use guardians to hover over the ships, dealing AoE damage to the infested. Very easy. Manx, he can use Dogs of War to clear some mines. You can use some sacrificial troopers. You may have to sacrifice the first ship, but once you get ESOs online, you pound away at the bases, and then you just slowly throw like your mineral troopers away and clear some mines. Later on, when you're defending ships, you're basically massing like 5-6 bunkers full of armed troopers. Nothing will get close. Self-destruction will not matter. You will also have ESOs assisting, dealing extra damage so that they never get close to you. Vorazun, Warzone, you can use the Dark Pylon Wall so that the self-destructions doesn't get to you, but getting to that point is kind of tricky. You also can't defend the first ship, or it's kind of hard because of the mag mines in the way, which means you'll have to fight the 12 o'clock ship at some point, and the 12 o'clock ship is kind of hard to defend. So hopefully you have a lot of like oracles and stasis wards, because that ship is hard to defend using just Dark Pylon Wall. Time Stop also doesn't allow you to trigger mines, so that's not a good way to clear mines. You just basically have to manually blink DTs or throw Corsairs around clearing mines slowly, and it's not pretty. But the Dark Pylon Wall works so well that you pretty much have no trouble until the end game, and by that time you'll be maxed out with tons of minerals to spare, and you can use those minerals on more sacrificial buildings or lots of cannons or something. Kerrigan, very good commander. Jump around, burrow if you need to, hide an Omega Worm if you need to. Later on, when you're defending ships, you just mass a bunch of lurkers. They'll shred everything on the ground. Nothing will ever touch the ship, and you'll be fine. You can also throw Brute Lords into the mix, and they will also throw things onto the ground to stop the infested from moving forward. Very good commander. Zeratol, very good commander. You trap the artifact, you mass cannons, you have observers to clear mines, you have Zeratol himself, just blink, 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 clear lots of mines. Artanis sucks against self-destruction. Artanis sucks on this map as well. Hordes of Infested, not great. You also don't have a great way to clear mag mines. You can shield overcharge some phoenixes and fly them around the map, but that's kind of a waste. If you're using P0, you have like extra life and stuff. You can use zealots to clear mines, but defending ships will be a lot harder. It's kind of choose whichever one you think is better. I think P3 is better, but not so great because of the map. Tygus, he is easy. You don't even have to use Lone Wolf. You can use a P0 or something. Throw healing stick on the ground and just like throw turrets elsewhere, clear mines and stuff, teleport in a medevac if you are in trouble, and that's pretty much it. It's regular brutal for this guy most of the time because he gets so much healing from Nikara and Rattlesnake, maybe not even both. Swan is interesting because he doesn't have a good way to clear mines, but he has a trick where you can move a factory near some mag mines without triggering them. Usually, hopefully on the left side, away from the action. That way, the drill can permanently shoot the factory while you have like 2-3 guys repairing it infinitely, and basically the drill is gone. Then you can clear mines normally. If you don't do this, then you kind of need like wraiths or something to clear mines, and Eris. Eris can also clear mines. After clearing the mines, though, defending is really easy because you just mass tanks plus static defense and nothing really gets close. Zagara is bad on this map. You need biolaunchers, and if the ships are not in favorable positions, you're kind of in trouble as well. Mine clearing is a little easier than others because your lings have evasion and you can just like throw them out in multiple directions. The laser can't shoot all of you at once, so you can kind of just clear as much as you can, but self-destruction on this map is really painful. You need really good SimCity. You need to spend your money wisely, position your bio launchers well, and pray that Zagara doesn't die to all those explosions. Raynor is very good on this map. Very good for this mutation because the Hyperion's PDDs just clear tons of mines. So since Hyperion is a great minesweeper, you're essentially just playing regular brutal plus self-destruction, which is very good for P1 mass bio. So your units, even if they get exploded, they're not just going to die to one little explosion or two. They can take quite a few hits, and with medics behind them, they'll be just fine. So yeah, and if you're still worried, you can throw in some tanks or banshees for AoE damage against the ground units. So with like 3 to 4 Hyperions clearing mines, you should have every ship area completely clean, and you don't have to worry about the laser drill or the magnificent mutators. Nova's very good. She can just blink around and clear mines that way. Then you defend with Liberator Raven as always. Very easy. Han and Horner clears mines easily. Han and Horner does not like self-destruction very much though. So that's the problem. You can just use Hellions, Hellbats, and Reapers and stuff to defend, but you do have to micro pretty well to avoid getting blown up. Stukov, he uses P3 or P1. Doesn't really care about the mines. So you infest a structure or something, spread the broodlings, clear mines incidentally, just like run them in a random direction. Lord of the Horde guys will also clear mines for you, and you don't have to care. Alarak hates Magnificent, so if you're not careful, you will lose your whole army. However, he's very good against the self-destruction and on this map. So once you clear the mines with your random supplicants, invisible havoc, or just Alarak tanking a lot of shots, you should be able to defend the ships just like a normal Bruto. That's it for this tier list. You can extrapolate this info to your duel runs. Good luck with the mutation.